Greetings, Scrum. BaMira here. Today we're playing Terraria, or better known, 2D Minecraft. This isn't like scrapped. That video series was scrapped. And as I let that last episode sit, I felt incomplete. Why did I feel like that? Leaving that world to rot, to be forever left in the dust. Something felt wrong. Off. 4 months. 4 months of practice, 4 months of Terraria, going through harder and harder challenges, harder fights, until finally it was done. So welcome back, Scrum. Welcome back to Pain is Content Resummoned. We didn't replace this. Let's see. Awakening in our world, we feel the breeze on our face. One thought comes to mind. Nintendo, don't sue me! We open our treasure bag, swear to the god of summoning, and turn on Infernum mode. We soon notice that this world is plagued with trees and decide to commit mass deforestation. Using our Undertale Friday Night Funkin' skills, we also evade a slime at the same time. Shit's getting real. With enough wood to satiate our hunger, for now, we go to the gnome and grab ourselves an instant elevator. Oh, BaMira, you made this too easy. This is too much quality. Shut. Now, as of right now, we have a few goals. A few tasks. First, we want to grab our materials for our magic storage, as well as make it. We also want to start our settlement, making a few houses at spawn, but also around the world. And the last 3 things is getting the wool from armor, snapthorn, and the belladonna spirit staff. And with our goals now set, we begin to traverse down the elevator. While mining away, we got attacked because we radiate too much gamer sweat. We obviously do the skill thing and return to the surface. Now don't be tricked. We're not running away from our problems, oh no. We're simply doing another task, which is setting up the start to our beautiful, lovely town, more commonly known as Tack City. And there's obviously one place to begin our settlement. This tree could have been growing for hundreds of years. With the tree now hollowed out, we make some instant housing and place them down. BaMira, that's so quality of life, you're I said shut up. With one of our tasks complete, we head back down to the mines and begin searching for iron, silver, emeralds, and sapphires. With our pockets now filled to the rim with probably 30 tons of loot, we return home once more. A new member to our town spawns in. He offers me a piggy bank, which will automatically collect all my coins. I swear to God. Don't you dare. Amira can't play real tournament. We also upgrade our pickaxe from copper to silver, since previously in the mines, it felt far too slow. Speaking of the mines, we find an abandoned house that gives us nothing of use. It does, however, lead me to a gemstone area that has both emeralds and sapphires, which means finally, we can get our storage system up and running. While collecting a tad more silver, we notice the marble biome and decide to explore a little bit, knowing we can find some pretty scrumptious loot. The main thing we're looking for is... oh. Well shit. Back on the surface, we finally begin making our storage system. With our storage system complete, we dump everything inside it, which, oh, it felt so satisfying. We now have a few more things on the list. We're gonna try and knock them down at the exact same time and try to reach the jungle, and hope we find some wool from enemies. I also make sure to craft a hook to make traversing a little bit easier. Going inside Amazon Prime, we find our natural enemies, a bunch of flying Roombas that want my money. You're too rich, Bezos! We set up some instant housing by the abandoned mineshaft so we have an easier access to the underground jungle, and we wait for the two people that really matter, the painter and, more importantly, the architect. For the meantime, we move two of our other tenants in temporarily, just so we have pylon access. Then, we continue traveling closer to the ocean, continuing to get a little bit more wool from along the way. Upon returning home, we make ourselves the Wolfram Armor set, which gives us a second minion slot. Woo! Yeah, baby! It also has a secondary ability that we won't be using because, I forgot. With the Wolfram Armor obtained, we go to the jungle and begin the very tedious task of getting the Snapthorn and Belladonna Staff. God fucking damn it. Damage to a snatcher. This is fun. This is great.
After all these years. Finally, we have them.
With our pre-boss setup almost complete, we set up the ocean pylon, snow pylon, and the desert pylon. We go down to the underground desert to get the materials for the desert medallion. We also get lucky and find the Luxor's gift pretty much instantly, which is a pretty fun summoner accessory. I heavily recommend you use it. After a bit of grinding, we take off to our next adventure. We're looking for one thing, the shiny red balloon, and something goes our way again and gets it instantly. Wow, this playthrough is going really well. I bet we'll keep this luck up the entire time. Ah ha ha ha. Who could it be at this God damn it! With the goblins absolutely obliterated, we head down to the mines and place another insta-house so we're closer to hell, and reforges are slightly cheaper. And within the blink of an eye, the goblin tinkerer moves in. We buy his rocket boots, workshop, and over-prepare for the boss rush we're gonna be doing in, 3 minutes. We get the lightning boots and the yellow horseshoe balloon. With an extra accessory slot, we go and make the spirit cliff, which, oh my god, is the most powerful thing I've ever gotten. Reforging. Heading to the Crimson, land of Edward Collins, we make the Desert Medallion, Bloody Spine, and Slimy Crown. I find a Crimson Effigy which increases defense and damage, for the low price of less health. Before leaving the Crimson, we blow up one of the hearts to get the Undertaker, just so the arm dealer can move in. For the last 2 hours, all I've done is just farming. For 2 hours! Man-eaters were eating me. I'm not even a human! The goblins broke down my doors and shot me in places I didn't know I could even get shot in. There's gotta be more to life than this. With the Desert Scourge defeated, we now have access to the Voltaic Jelly, Victide Armor, and the Brittle Star Staff. We got the Victide Armor, and forgot the other two. King Slime time! Now to be honest, we didn't really need to kill King Slime, but we got the Solidifier, which is pretty solidifier. Please don't unsubscribe. We head back to the sky and place down some housing for the Fargo siblings. They get their own pylon, which is really, really convenient. We also start waiting for Demon Eyes to spawn so we can get some damn lenses. But alas, it takes longer than 30 seconds, and me having the curse of ADHD decides to fight the brain. Well, that was easy. With the brain dead, we unlock a ton of new things. For starters, we get the Crimson Altar, which means no more running all the way to Crimson when I need something. We were about to start making our obsidian armor, but realized we need a Hellforge. One moment, please. With our obsidian armor made, we also make my favorite pre-Hardmode summon, the Scab Ripper. We remember we can get the Voltaic Jelly, and so to the Sunken Sea we go! And after a little bit of searching, we find a ghost spell and get the item we were looking for immediately. Now with 3 whole minion slots, we sleep in the desert and wait for nighttime so we can fight the Cataract Rat and Highball, which took pretty much no time since we're extremely overprepared. This now unlocks the Alchemist family, which will make us even more overprepared. Now what would be the equivalent of steroids, we head back to the Crimson and go fight the Perforator. I'm sure this'll be easy. And with the Perforator dunked on like there's no tomorrow, Aerolite has not been reactivated. No idea why Aerolite is turned on by death of a corpse full of worms, but I don't judge. To its face. Instead of getting a new armor set though, we head down to Hell to get loads of Hellstone bars, so we can make the Hellstone storage upgrades, as well as get a Molten Pickaxe. Feeling quirky, dare I say sassy, we decided to take out another monarchy. We head to the jungle and began to search for the Beehive. Remnants being the chat it is, makes the Beehive have its own biome, with its own structure, which dare I say is sexy as hell. We also remember Aerolite exists, and we head to the sky and begin to mine all of it, to get the Aerolite armor. With all that set up, we head back to the jungle and begin to beat the shit out of Queen Bee. Now that Queen Bee's been beheaded, we make ourselves a bundle of horseshoe balloons. Wanting to try out new experiences, we prepare for the Skeletron fight. We head to the Marble Caves and start grinding hoplites for ancient bone dust. It takes no time at all, and we summon up Skeletron. As the fight progresses, we learn we are an absolute shredder and watch the health bar melt like it's butter in a microwave. The dopamine only grows as the fight lasts, and by the end of it, I hunger for more. This scares Skeletron off, but he doesn't make it too far before crashing.
I failed.
Hey, are you okay?
Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. I suppose so.
Who are you?
I'm Solyn. Sorry, I just can't think straight. We can talk later. Right now, I need time.
Yeah, I'll give you space.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
With Skeletron's defeat, we now have access to the dungeon, to which we go in. We need to get the stack of necrositis for a pre-Wall of Flesh fight. I also start getting all the items for the shell phone. God damn it, here's another montage. Getting the cell phone, which took far too long. We grab the magic conch, demon conch, and finally make the shell phone. Round of applause, Scrum. We will use this maybe 5 times. We head back to the desert to check on Solyn.
Oh, it's you again. Hello. This is a bit forward, but could you provide me with some assistance?
Sure. How can I help?
Thank you. As you can tell, I don't really have a home now. I want you to plant this flag somewhere suitable in a nice open area. Once you do, I'll set up a campsite nearby.
With Solyn at base, we head to the Sunken Sea, beat the shit out of the giant clam, and free Armadeus. This gives us a brand new town member, to which we offer a beautiful, luxurious condo over at the Toxic Beach. We also built housing for a few more town members. We'll never talk to them, but it's nice to have backups if one dies. One person we do need, however, is the Witch Doctor, which gives us the Pygmy Necklace, meaning we have a beautiful, gorgeous 6 minion slots. While we wait for the Witch Doctor, though, we fight our second to final pre-boss fight, the Slime Gods. Even though we were slimed, gooped, and sludged, we still managed to win with our amazing, unbeatable skill. We can now make a brand new armor set, letting us have 73 defense? This is absurd, especially for Summoner. I thought we were glass cannon, but now we're just cannon. With Statogel, we make the Jelly Charge battery, and get the materials to make ourselves Terra Spark boots. Before going to hell, we go and talk to Solyn. We noticed her telescope was broken. Luckily, fixing it was really cheap, and we fixed it up in no time.
That's new. I've never seen it like that before. Whatever it is, I've got a bad feeling about it.
Is there anything we'd be able to do about it? Solyn, that was rhetorical.
Right. I suppose I'm getting worked up over nothing. Either way, I'm glad we got to enjoy the stars together. They were really beautiful tonight. Hopefully we can enjoy them again sometime. Well, I suppose you have to get back to whatever it is you do. So have this. Hopefully it will bring you good luck.
Well, that's probably fine. Finishing up our preparations for the Wall of Flesh fight, we remember the Witch Doctor has a pygmy necklace, which gives us the whole extra minion slot. With our accessories, armors, and weapons finalized, we get a ton of obsidian from the Architect and make the double obsidian insta-bridge. Are you using a double obsidian insta-bridge? You're using so many— That's it, you need to shut up. Killing the Wall of Flesh, we find his heart and devour it. We also get nothing else of use, and before you ask, the summon is trash. I hate it. Now back into the grinding stages, we head to the Hollow to place down some insta-housing. I also go into the spider dungeon to attempt at getting spider fangs, but that went— yeah, that's accurate. We go to the snow biome to get ancient ice clusters, which is a stupidly powerful summon, and it took no time at all. Now wearing the flesh of every spider in existence, we have a whole 2 extra minion slots, but wait, there's more. The Goblin Army has a brand new unit that will be bullion to no avail to get an extra minion slot. Minions will also inflict the Shadow Flame debuff, which dare I say, is pretty silly. Fully decked out, we go to the desert and challenge the Destroyer. How did we fit— oh. Yeah, fair enough. Going to the sky, we kill some wyverns for Souls of Flight. Then we make the Demon Wings, which gives me a 5 increase to damage and critical strike chance. Very baller. Very cool. Then we decide to fight the twins instead, thinking we'd actually have a better chance. Well, that went better than expected. We place down the relics and ponder on who we bully next. We remember there's a cancer worm and decide, yes, I will beat up that worm. The fight was long and treacherous, and we also got poisoned to oblivion, but you know what? That doesn't matter, don't even worry about it. With its death, it starts raining even more acid. Thank you, Terraria, very cool. We don't get the Deep Sea Staff or the Orthocris Shell, which is rather disappointing. However, we remember a crafting tree that gives us 2 brand new whips. We have the Antlion Mandibles and some sea remains and make the Static Scourge. Then we remember we need Mithril. So, back to the mines! Now with a stronger anvil, we turn the static scourge into a sulfuric scourge. Very baller if I do say so myself. Then we grind the acid rain event to get the orthoxia shell. Now with the shell and a ton of corroded fossils, we go and make the underbite, which is my preferred whip. And we go take on the destroyer. Oh, god damn it! Okay, well, I mean, it's a long shot, but Skeletron Prime could be easier. With the defeat of Skeletron, we now have Adamantite and Titanium, which means it's prime time for Cryogen. While Cryogen's drops are less than ideal, he does spawn Cryonic Ore upon defeat, which we need the post-second Mechboss pickaxe for. We're also super over-prepared, but like, he won't be that diff. Oh. My bad, Cryogen. With Cryogen's defeat, we realize we only have a Mithril pickaxe. Can we plan anything in advance here, guys? With the Adamantite Forge and our Adamantite pick, you have to remember that the Archmage gives us a key for something. Believing Solyn may know what to do with it, we go and find them.
Hey, something up?
So Permafrost gave me this key for freeing him. Would you happen to know anything about it?
That key doesn't strike me as ordinary. It's embedded with some form of magic spell. Oh, that gives me an idea.
What kind of idea are we talking?
I'm picking up a faint magic signature identical to the one emitted by this key. It's somewhere deep within the frozen caverns. We should go explore it. If it was locked, I'm sure we'll find some awesome things in there. Here, I'll mark its location on your map. I've been looking around, and there doesn't seem to be too much to note, except for this. It's a frozen artifact, almost like a seed. Furthermore, it has incredible magic potential. While I'm not sure what it could be used for, I'd recommend taking and holding on to it for later.
Sure, will do.
Good. As for me, I'll give this some thought. I'm sure we could do great things with this seedling. Either way, I'll be taking my leave.
Well, now with seed, we found an area and placed it down, and the grass is red. This is fine. And then I write my essay because it was due the next day. While collecting cryonic ore, we come across an old Draedon lab and collect the schematic and all the other loot. Finally, we have enough cryonic ore. A brand new summon set. We also make a golem staff and a brand new whip. You know what that means. Fucking finally. Oh, fuck off! With all 3 mech bosses finally taken out, we now have access to hollowed bars, which means it's upgrade time. We turn our spirit glyph to the hollowed rune, make ourselves some angel treads, and finally, reforge everything into warding. Now, it's time to go beat up the MILF Plantera. Although we're running at 27 frames a second, we do take her out. And when I say take her out, I mean I took her to a nice restaurant, serving only the finest of foods. With the defeat of Plantera, we now have access to Perennial and the Lizard Temple, as well as Ectoplasm. We make one of my favorite summons, the Plantation Staff, which summons a mini Plantera. Oh, shoot, we need to fight Queen Slime. Hold, please. We now have the Plantation Staff. Aw, she's adorable. Next, we make a brand new armor set, the Fathom Swarmer armor. Continuing with our upgrades, we max out on Life Fruit, and then make a Blood Orange. With all the upgrades we could get, we fight the clone of Calamatis.
I'm not done yet. Brace yourself for my Oh.
Well, that was surprisingly easy. I'm sure actual Calamatis will give us no issues in the future. Now, what did we fight the Calamatis clone? Well, I wanted her relic. Yep, that's it. She gives me nothing else of use. A boss drop that does matter, however, is Anahita and Leviathan. They drop us the Gastic Belcher, which has no right being as good as it is. We craft the Leviathan detector and begin the fight. That took forever, Christ on a stick. Now that we've obtained the Belcher Staff, it means we're gonna go fuck up a religion. And you guys would never have guessed, it took no time at all. Because Golem sucks. Continuing our boss rush, we grab all the items we need for Astromoris and beat him up pretty quickly. With the defeat of Astromoris, we now get a few new items. For starters, we grind the Starbuster core, which can be combined with the nuclear fuel rod and the jelly charged battery to make the Star Tainted generator, which is insanely good. One issue, however, is we need Scoria. That one,
Hello, how are you?
we got it
I'm
eventually.
under the water.
And we finally made a life alloy, which means we have the Star Tainted generator. We're also able to make the status blessing, which means it's time for the Spooky Moon. Also grenades filled with Jesus. We also need the Spooky Moon event for our brand new armor set, the Spooky Armor. Terrifying, I know. We buy the materials for the Papyrus Scarab from the Tinkerer, and then the materials for the Holy Grenades from a few people. And finally, we have the blessing from someone's named Status. they're probably not that important. We also make spooky wings, which increases sound damage specifically, which also means we can finally get rid of these demon wings, which we've been using forever. Reforge time! Now this next bit, I'm not gonna really talk about it. This video was made before the Calamity drama hit. I'll link a video in the description so y'all can take a look at what I'm talking about. But we get the Prismatic Lace Wing and begin the Empress of Light fight, which, oh my god, I love it. Not even gonna cut it, just enjoy the fight, it's a good fight. Oh! There was a laser! I already... Empress of Light dropped the sun. Empress of Light quite literally dropped it like it was... And what was the motherfucking sun? Take that, you... It... Mommy. With the defeat of the Empress, we now have access to the Kaleidoscope and Terra Prisma, because unlike Red, Calamity doesn't hate me. Running up to space, we talk to the Deviant to buy a few solar tablets, and then we shimmer them into fragments to make the Death Whistle and fight the Ravager. As always, Ravager was a complete and utter joke, and we won on our first try. The pirates thought it was a good idea to invade around the same time as well. Newsflash, it wasn't. With all this preparation up and going, we then use the Astral Communicator and summon Astral Sheldon. This isn't a Calamity boss, but a Calamity add-on boss, and after a few attempts, we're able to get into Phase 2. Ow. It may... Ooh. Oh! Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Just need... I did it. I did it. With Astral Gel done, we immediately move on to Astrum Deus, which will be our second to last boss before Moonlord. We all know how worm bosses are, so observe. Ball. We do a bit more preparation for the lunatic cultist and head to the dungeon. Where is he? And after searching for 10 minutes, I came to the worst conclusion. I have no idea. Well, shit. And after contemplating how I'll do this, I learned that the only way, to my knowledge, is to go to the Abyss and fight the illusionists for tablets. God, kill me. Finally, I got the tab. Oh, come on! Going to my arena, we re-summon the cultists. Well, that was easy. God damn it. Having the Ancient Manipulator, we're able to make pre-Moonlord weapons. The main one we're using is the Dragon Staff, and we have 12 minion slots, so long boy! And now it's time for the pre-Moonlord, rush. All the pillars are down, and now there's only one thing standing in our way, and that's the Lord of the Moon himself. Get down here, you coward! It was that easy? Now very irritated that I was simply just bad 4 months ago, we open our treasure bag and eat the Celestial Onion, which means a new minion slot. One thing I forgot about was Astral Draedon has its own armor set, the Intergalactic set, as well as having a few new weapons. The issue is this is one of the most annoying bars to make, requiring Metanova ore, Astral Jelly, Meteorite, and Astral Bars. As per usual, old, please. Now decked out in our Intergalactic set, here's what it does. The armor set bonus surrounds us in asteroids. We also get 3 more minion slots, 6% increased summon damage, and minions shoot asteroids, as well as inflict the Astral Blight debuff. We also have the Astral Pod Staff, which shoots many lasers. Many lasers. Having an empty accessory, we make the Destroyer Emblem for that 50% increase to damage. Now, early post Moonlord is pretty much a boss rush, that being the Profane Guardians and Providence, so enjoy as I destroy another damn religion. With a new religion debunked and murdered, we place our relics. Killing Providence unlocks Yolafum, which means new armor set, pickaxe, some fun whips, and weapons. Back to the mines! Back home, we make ourselves a brand new pickaxe, as well as elderberries, which means more life. And now, it's time to fight the Devourer's followers. First up, we're gonna be fighting Cygnus. I hate Cygnus. Cygnus is awful. Cygnus, I have just been informed I'm not allowed to say that on YouTube. Anyways, upon killing Cygnus, we get Twisting Nether, which means we can now make the King of Constellations, a pretty fun summoner weapon up until the Devourer, but I'll vibe with it while we have the chance. Editor Bamira here. I also fought the Sand Shark in Death Mode because whenever I fight it in Infernum and it teleports me to another dimension, it kind of messes with a bunch of the other NPCs, and for some reason I didn't write that down on the script, so... Sharp! With a new summon acquired, we head to space and challenge the Stormweaver. Achoo! Well, that was quick. Now with 2 of the 3 followers killed, we head to the dungeon and fight the Ceaseless Void. And with all 3 of the Devourer's followers killed, we grind enemies in the dungeon for Necroplasm, and after collecting 50, we make the Poltergast summon and fight one of my least hated bosses. Killing Poltergast was surprisingly easy. We head back home, ignoring probably incredibly dangerous Rift of Doom in the dungeon. Now it's time for upgrades. And by upgrades, I mean a singular upgrade, and upgrade our Hollowed Rune into the Phantomic Artifact. And now it's time for the Devourer of Gods. How bad could it possibly be? Fighting the Devourer took time. We went through many loadouts, some using different weapons, items, and armors, and 80 attempts later, we finally win. And then I didn't capture the fight between Yaron. I'm gonna kill someone. Look, y'all, you gotta believe me. I did kill him. Here's the boss log. Here's the trophy. It happened. Anyways, Exomech time. Before the Exomechs, I got a few really good items. For starters, we got 2 new whips, the Devourer's Maw and the Galactic Whip. I also got the Lilies of Fatality, Yaron's Kindle Staff, Mirror of Kalandra, and the Staff of the Mechworm. We also yoinked some Auric Tesla armor, and due to the fact that we killed Astral Geldon and getting the Galactic armor, I can use that for my Auric Tesla and get plus 18 defense, as well as the meteors and other fun buffs. We also have the Nucleogenesis, Dark Sunring, the Sponge, Amalgam, Asgardian Aegis, and the Seraph Tracers. Anyways... With 1 boss left, we make the altar, which looks oddly familiar. And with the Exomechs going down so easily, surely Calamatis won't be too hard. Finally, she's dead. Oh my god, that was awful. Despite my countless burn marks, the trauma my future therapist will have to unpack, and my ego rising higher than my height, we finally beat Calamatis. The first thing we do is upgrade a few weapons. And yet, there's more that calls to me. More challenges, more everything. We won the battle, but there's still a war left to win. Well, I defeated the Ceaseless Void and a rift appeared in its place.
Wait, defeated? You had to do combat? Oh gosh. Are you alright?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Alright, thank goodness. I suppose I'll meet you in the dungeon. I'll be able to find the rift on my own. Once we're there, I'll step inside and see what's within.
This has all been rather dangerous. Are you sure about this?
I must do this. Still, I appreciate your concern. It means a lot to me. Here it is. I suppose all there is to do is step inside?
Are you sure you're ready?
Yeah, I am. I'll be back shortly. I found it.
Hey, are you okay?
I don't know, but I'm alive at least. I entered the rift and immediately got this overwhelming dread. It was like I didn't belong there. Nothing strange happened until I took the artifact. Once I did, No, I don't want to remember it. Let's just go. This has been more than enough for one day. Here's the artifact.
Editor Bamira here. I forgot to ask my voice actor for Solyn to record these lines, so enjoy this booping text every time Solyn tries to speak. Enjoy!
My esteemed test subject once again initiates contact, this time alongside their partner. Solyn, I presume.
Wait, how do you know my name?
The collection of all knowledge is my ultimate pursuit. It'd be a mark against me as a scientist to not study your friend after our last encounter.
What do you mean by...
Speak no more. I know of and possess precisely what you two seek. However, it would be improper of me to simply hand it over. I wish to examine you in combat together, a rare case study, you could say. You will fight against and defeat my strongest machine. And in exchange, I will grant you a special seedling for your floral super weapon. Do you accept this offer?
It's been a long time since I've done combat. But I accept. What about you?
I accept.
Excellent. They will arrive shortly. Marvelous. The data you two have provided me is immaculate.
That was surprisingly fun. But where's the seedling?
Worry not. I have already fulfilled my end of the bargain. That seed you now possess was my machine's sole energy source. I am eager to see how you use it. Good luck, and farewell.
Here it is! It looks marvelous! It's been a difficult journey, but we've really achieved something great. It's now time we can see the fruits of our labors. Now, let's activate it.
And just like that, I did it. I beat the Supreme Witch. I passed the test. Finally, I can rest. Nah, I'm joking. We won this time, but there's still more classes, more experiences. So stay subbed, stay quirky, and remember to ring that bell so you won't miss the next adventure. I'll see you soon.